Hey,
So.
we in this bit.
Alright, so we got everybody in, we settled in, everything's rolling. So, introductions. So I'm Tab. Oh,
Nice
little
little
dots in the building.
shirt. Have
It's old, but it's okay. The show is coming back.
I'm Sammy Socialite, repping Goku right here with the spirit bomb. We ain't gonna talk about that too much.
Well, I'm Shaq. I'm not repping anything today.
Fresh out from work.
Yeah, that's what we're on today.
Closing, she knows what's going on.
Alright, so welcome to the podcast where the thoughts are raw and uncut. Welcome to Unfiltered. So, we got a couple of updates to give for today. Let's talk music. I'm really not aware of what's out, so you surprised me when you mentioned it.
The new Future dropped.
See, what happened was that got dropped. And, then on Twitter, as soon as Future drops, the shit gets real toxic. Like, all the ain't shit niggas combined, and it's just a big all hell king misogynist Future. Like, and it's just crazy because the shit is so sad. Like, it's literally a 20-minute project, and this called Save Me. Like, he's begging y'all to save him from his life of depression and drugs and fucking these hoes and having 7 baby mamas. Like,
well, he make it seem like it ain't nothing. Like, oh, I can replace you. Oh, on to the next one.
That's true.
that was on that album.
That's him.
Well, no, he be saying that in interviews and on the internet.
She's taking up for
I just think like him giving that some shit like that, and it's under R&B and soul, like on Apple Music. So it's not like he's not doing a rap album like this.
So he's doing like that rap singing.
So
Like he's singing the whole album, like, and not in a good way. Like, he is crying.
So you're not feeling that? You're not feeling that album?
It's only one song that I actually like.
I don't think Future impressed about none of that.
Of course
he
he's not.
probably named it Save Me. He's like, yeah, save me from these haters.
Oh
save
my
me from
God.
these multi-million, save me from my boredom, from all this cash. Like, Future's ignorant. Like,
Exhibit A of the Twitter I'm talking about.
So you saying that he feels like he can relate to the music because he's of.
What money is?
What? I didn't say, hold on. I didn't say I can relate. I just said.
No, but you kind of
mindset.
said that basically his music is basically for the foot boys. I ain't say or imply that our castmate is of that nature. But I'm just saying.
Pretty cool. I
There
guess.
you go.
Man, anyway, the one song that I like is called Government Official or something like. Yeah, that was because it had more of a hype vibe to it. So I needed that because I was like, okay, this is a Future I'll rock with. But then let me tell you about his petty ass.
I like that. Please tell me.
Petty ass Future sampled Sierra Promise on one of the songs on this album called Shotgun.
I want to hear that. Is it good?
Good.
It's alright. It's alright.
All I can thinking is Promise in the background, so I don't know what he was doing on that one.
So maybe she said she promised she'd be with him, and now she changed. She flipped the script. He mad now. He said, yeah.
But yes, that dropped, and
You mentioned Crit and Tyga.
I know, we Big Crit dropped a project that I haven't got around to listen to yet, but
I thought he just dropped one song.
a song. Shit,
And then his album
I-
is supposed to come out in a month.
You're right, because I don't even know if I can say this like that. But anyway, I may be knowing of where his private album release party is going to be in the city when the album does drop. But I don't know if I can.
Well, you gotta share it on camera, but we can be up in there.
Yeah, but anyway, so I didn't even hear the song. Well, you heard the song?
I don't keep up with Big Crit.
You
Me too. Me too. You know why?
Me too, country.
And this goes right back to that fucking New York argument. he's from the South and you up north and you don't really rock with
It's
the
just
down
not.
south.
It's not that I don't. I rock with plenty down south people. When we had this discussion, I rock with plenty down south people. Big Crit just doesn't come across my radar.
You've never listened to any song, or when you listen, you just
I
don't
may have,
like
yeah,
it.
it's just like.
It really does depend on what your. I don't know. I feel like he's. Never mind.
He made. I understand
It's
because
like
I
rapping
didn't.
music.
You know who Camouflage is?
Who?
Camouflage.
From Houston, Texas.
I don't know who that
Is he
is.
from Houston? No, I don't think he's from Houston. I think he's from like Statesboro or something.
Statesboro.
What, Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely haven't heard of him.
Is he an old rapper or is he underground?
He's old and he's
So I'm
dead.
thinking-
He had like a couple.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
Flage. She was on the rap game.
Yeah.
His daughter was rapping
Savannah.
on
She from they from
JD
Savannah.
show.
Oh my god.
That's, I mean,
Nice plug that. Shout out Flage. This is her music. I wish I knew her IG. Well, I do. I follow her. Listen, she's a kid, but she raps good, so whatever.
Lastly, go check out the Crit song. Like I said, I'm gonna check it out. I understand how he could not be your type because I ain't like him at first either. But my Mississippi cousins, of course, they put me on him because he's from Mississippi. That was like, you gotta listen to him. Anyway, Tyga though.
Tyga.
Tyga.
That's my
The
thought.
same Tyga.
exactly.
Yes, that Tyga. Tyga dropped some fucking fire.
What?
What Future thought he was doing? And
Whoa!
y'all need to go check out Tyga Legendary. It's so fire.
Is this like a whole album?
This
or
go
just
for
one?
it.
It's only 14 songs. It's a whole album.
Only.
Yes, only because
It's
my
You said 14?
yes, this is the perfect amount of songs. He has like
You
it's 14
just said
songs.
Tyga dropped
7
some
features.
fire.
Yes, it's called Legendary. So fire.
What?
What's fire about it?
I haven't heard it, so I can't
Tyga
really say
makes-
that it's just
I didn't
Tyga.
even. I saw
makes-
Tyga and didn't click on it.
Tyga makes a certain type of music. You either
Man.
like his music or you don't.
haven't seen him
You
in
were
the
putting the
movie
lime in the
yet.
coconut and mixing it all up.
I was Rack City and
I was
fucking
Red City into.
shit, pole dancing and shit, goddamn. Like Tyga has fire shit. I'm faded. Like even the
Faded,
song
Nico.
he had a song like 2-3
I
years
wasn't
ago.
rocking with
Yay.
none of those.
But see, that's
Oh my
cool.
God.
Like
None of those.
I fuck with the Cali vibe that Tyga gives me. Like
I fuck with Cali vibes. Like I fuck with
He
YG
does
type
like
Cali.
Cali.
vibes.
He does like
Oh,
party Cali.
Tyga.
vibes.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what he does.
But that.
But he
like
pretty much-
Mixed
It's no,
Market.
I don't
It's
fuck
all
with
Mixed
music with no
Market.
zero substance. Like that.
wow, but you just said you like YG.
YG talks about shit though.
So
But
it's
do you
Tyga,
like what?
bruh.
No, he does not.
Yes, he
Tyga
does. He
literally
talks about
says
his
nothing.
lavish
But
fucking
you
life.
said you don't
and
listen
having
to
an ass
his music,
shaking.
so you can't say what he talks about.
Because once you put the lime in the coconut and mixed it all
Dog,
up,
that
you
song
got
was
thrown out
like
the
10
window.
years ago.
Yeah, that was probably like
You
his
got
latest
thrown out the
song ever.
window.
That was a commercial
What he
song.
Get out of
said,
here.
he's simple. That's actually a real song.
When Chris Brown out raps you on a song, get out of here.
Well, you're not
Chris
giving
Brown is a
credit?
fire ass rapper.
Yes, but he's not. He's not better than actual rappers.
The
though.
only
Like,
thing,
he's a
the only
singer.
thing that makes Chris Brown a
Because
fire
there's some
rapper
trash
is
rappers
the
out
fact
there.
that
Right.
He can rap circles.
he
Wow.
can rap flow
Anybody that
better
Chris Brown
'cause
can
he
rap
has
better
rhythm.
than, I'm saying is trash.
So you're not giving.
Go check out
Chris Brown
Tyga
credit for
Legendary.
bars.
I am giving Chris Brown
But
credit
you
for
saying
bars.
if he's beating another rapper, then he's trash.
No,
I'm
he
saying
said the
rappers
rapper
that
is
Chris
trash.
Brown-
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Chris
saying.
Brown has been around hip hop. He can rap.
Yeah, I think he's.
I
Just like Trey
Lyrical
Trey Songz is out here out rapping some niggas.
and Chris Brown is a singer, right? And there are rappers. Like the rappers who I respect, who I say are
Not
rappers,
mistaken.
are not gonna
Chris
get
Brown
out rapped
started
by
out as
Chris
a
Brown.
rapper, but he got more
There's no
traction
discredit
as
to
a
Chris Brown.
heartthrob
He used
singer.
to rap,
Yeah.
but his first single was R&B because they wanted him
They
to
want this to
sing.
be a sex.
Because they wanted him to be the little cute little boy.
Yeah, he
To
can
go
definitely,
for
he
the
can
girls, to
definitely
get the
rap,
girls.
but he's not a rapper. You feel me? And
Well,
when I look
he's
at
just like
rappers-
T-Pain, rapper turned singer. Singer turned rapper. We respect him. Shit, niggas
He's
respect.
Drake.
Do you respect Ty Dolla $ign as a rapper or is Ty Dolla $ign a singer to you?
Yeah.
Ty Dolla $ign's a singer.
But when he first started out, the nigga was rapping.
I didn't hear none of like. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't on my radar when he was rapping.
He was rapping the verses. He was singing his hooks and rapping the verses.
Someone who does not listen to his music fully can't say that okay, this project is trash or blah blah blah. Because you haven't listened to it.
He has an opinion, but it wouldn't hold as much as somebody who would be a fan.
So okay, so Tad's question: what makes this Tyga album fire?
He went back to the shit that made him fire in 2012.
So there's a Black City and shit on there.
I mean, that's a once in a lifetime song, but
it's back to that type of vibe. You saying?
He definitely got some hot songs that's gonna be jumping this summer in Cali. Like
I can't. Yo, if you make me play Tyga in my car and there's nothing crank worthy on there, I'm gonna be highly upset.
Okay, well we'll discuss that next week. In the meantime,
y'all
go check out Legendary.
Okay, so let's move on to the NBA playoffs. What we got? We done wasted a lot of time on Tyga.
What?
No.
Ooh, you finna get me started. Tyga's never a waste of time.
Okay. What?
Tyga's never a waste of time. I say he was better than anybody.
Oh, I heard
anybody?
NBA. So as y'all know, I said the Warriors gonna win 4 straight. But
He lied.
That was before Clay goddamn hurt his hamstring, and that shit showed because Steph went Super Saiyan in Game 3, but it wasn't enough because the rest of his team fell short. I have complete faith in them being able to win without KD because I mean they built like that. They could do it, but if KD come back, then it's really gonna be something because KD will be able to shut Kawhi down.
Is Clay coming back for Game 4?
Well, you know, Game 4 is tonight, and right now he's still questionable. Hopefully he plays.
I thought they said KD was about to come back.
They keep teasing KD, but
I
keep
said I don't
putting
think he's
him out.
coming back.
At all.
What people are saying, because KD had a non-contact injury, so it's kind of like people was more so concerned about that because a lot of the times those injuries last longer. But the media
it's a wear
gonna
and
keep
tear injury.
Nah, no, non-contact. Like,
I said, is it like wear and tear on the body?
He did something wrong and hurt himself like that.
Yeah, I need to go see KD's doctors because I messed up my something.
Well, obviously we don't because he ain't playing.
Well, I mean, a doctor can only do so fast.
They're gonna get him back, right?
No.
Y'all know.
Drake though, still out here being a goofy.
Y'all know I was about to, touch on my the pop culture moment with this final situation because y'all know I don't watch the game.
Well,
But
let's get to it.
let's talk about how the Beehive then show they whole
Somebody please tell this
out here giving death threats.
To who?
So the
owner's wife, the Warriors owner's wife, was sitting next to Beyonce and her husband.
Yo, stop doing my man's like. Yo, put some respect on my man. That's
Shout out to
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
He's
Jay-Z was
a billionaire now.
My man is hit a billion.
Beyonce's husband is now a billionaire, and all that goes to her too. So, anyway,
because they checked her network.
Okay.
Technically, she's a billionaire now.
We digress.
Anywho,
but Jay-Z and Beyonce was sitting courtside next to the owner's wife.
and apparently the owner, she said what the conversation was.
And if you go back to the video, it looks like she's saying that, like he's responding.
She was like, can I get y'all some drinks? And apparently Beyonce just don't like people in her
personal space,
her aura, and them seats already too close to each other.
Yeah.
So the owner's wife was a little too close. Beyonce did a little nudge.
She ain't do no nudge. She just
she was like, at the very end, she definitely did that. Like, bitch, back the fuck up.
Well, I think it was more so the reaction because basically, let's imagine that you're Jay-Z and I'm the wife. At this point, I'm reaching over. She said that she.
Oh, she's on the other side.
Yes.
This is Beyonce. You're Jay-Z, and this is the owner's wife.
And she was like, she couldn't hear because it was so loud. So she
She opened up her chest.
Not her chest. I mean, she was fully clothed. But
This is what I'm saying. Did she reach over and she leaned in like this? Did she reach over and was she leaned in? Okay.
No,
I'm trying to figure
like
out,
literally like this,
what
like
made Beyonce uncomfortable?
like you see how
about
you
it?
see how Sam.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Was it worth the attitude or was it not? That's all I'm asking. So was she like this, letting you know, like I'm trying to talk to you, or was she? You know what I mean?
Like I said, the lady said she was asking them if they want some drinks, and she said Beyonce ordered the water because Beyonce doesn't drink alcohol, part of her vegan diet. Anywho, the Beehive went crazy though.
Liquor you been drinking?
Shit.
Jay.
I don't know, but she ain't saying.
Yeah, I mean,
supposed to be
yeah, he did. Vodka and soda, and then she reached back up, leaned back over, and she was like, with lime, and that's when it was just like, okay, you ain't came over one too many times, and that's when. No, but if you go back to the video, it really does look like it, because her publicist had like released a statement saying that the lady called her in tears because she received death threats, and she was like, I can't believe that some of our players go through this and kids go through this. So she just made it a big thing. But the Beehive
is crazy.
They is crazy.
They was like, they really
don't come at
now.
us, honey.
The worst part about it is like the Beehive had already like slandered her overnight. Like while everybody was sleeping, the Beehive's in her comments. She had to turn her Instagram comments off because people was in there, and then nobody even know she was the fucking owner's wife until later. Like
they just thought that she was.
It was a random, and it was just like it's so crazy. Like the Warriors is an organization that's worth hella money.
Right.
This is the wife of like technically she should be a big name type bitch. Like you're the Warriors owner wife. Beehive, y'all need to be y'all is crazy.
Community she is, but
that they just
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and
just
shit.
She's on there?
No, I'm just going. I don't even have that shit on board. Get
Beyonce got that?
Huh?
It looked like she was just annoyed.
Like annoyed.
Beyonce just needs to relax. Take a chill pill. Fix your face.
Yeah, enjoy life.
Yeah, it mainly was her face. Now, has she not looked any type of way?
Was she mad that she wasn't was she talking to Beyonce? Or was she talking to Jay-Z?
She was talking to Jay-Z.
She was talking to both of them. She asked both of them to
maybe something happened earlier in the day, because that's the only reason I can see a woman
you always be trying to make excuses for people?
She don't like people in her personal space. Period.
But if I'm talking to you, I'm just like, hey, would you guys like something to drink?
Because that husband of hers wanted to
I don't like people in my personal space. Let me go to a basketball game.
That husband of hers wanted to
ask for try to get your seats.
Or go sit in the suite.
They were courtside.
Take your ass up in the suite.
You don't. When you have money like that, it's levels to this shit.
Get the single seat, like the ones where there's nobody really beside you and stuff.
First of all,
nowhere. There's
there's
like between those.
Seats. Okay, first of all, this is the thing. It's a price range difference between floor seats and suites. Okay, the suite shit that's cute, but can't nobody see you up there. We is going to the game to get our. It's not the same.
No, it's not the same.
I promise
if you sit in courtside, they trying to see who courtside.
Exactly.
Those are where the stars sit.
You get to see the players courtside.
Exactly. So
nobody sees your ass in the fucking suite.
You know you sitting courtside. You know you trying to be seen. Your whole point is to be seen. So fix your face.
Look, motherfucker.
Yeah.
She was in her bubble.
Come on, you know.
But she does.
It's a place to socialize.
But she does do that because I remember I forgot what award show they were on, or they were at some awards thing, and
Amari Hardwick.
He kissed her like on the cheek, and I guess he was just excited.
Yeah, double tap.
Yeah. And the face, it was more so based off the face she made that the Beehive went in.
Like a thing, like it's a
exactly. It's like she got autism and she.
Oh my God. We're not agreeing with that.
Don't cover us.
All right, don't cover
us. Oh, now I'm by myself, but you was the one talking shit about her 5 minutes ago.
I didn't talk about to fix the face.
That's talking.
Okay, well.
Trash.
That was the
for that. Fix your face,
my
mom.
Yeah, that was the culture spin on that.
I feel you, B.
Our next predictions, because we just got sidetracked. Beyonce is not the NBA Finals.
I
But she has been for the last day or so. I'm just saying.
you know, we talked about that. I mean, shit. I still think the Warriors gonna win. I'm not gonna do like.
So I don't have no personal prediction on it. I'm just watching and enjoying the show. But
Enjoying the show.
But from what I've been hearing and from like sports analysts and stuff, everybody's saying Raptors in 6.
They don't know shit.
So they expected to win the next 2 games.
That's a majority of.
Oh, they're gonna give them 2 games, and then okay.
Raptors in 6. And what you have? Golden State in 6 now.
I had Golden.
I had them at 5. Now it's 6.
Yep.
They said they're gonna win tonight and every other game.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah. That's how it work.
Alright.
You don't want to fully commit,
Go
so when
Steph.
we come back next week.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for that. I said what I said.
Alright. Alright.
Okay.
Are you
Go for it. What you was about to say?
Don't be giving him the free reign.
I was just gonna ask, are you just a Golden State fan and or is this a true prediction?
I mean, it's going to happen because it's Golden State. Like, nobody's going to beat them. So
I guess that answers our question.
Alright, so we had a very interesting topic on last week that we ended off with, and I feel like we, again, got to give the people what they want. So we have to finish that discussion. I'm going to bring us back on some updates just to kind of pick the people up off of what we're talking about. So last week we were discussing the judicial system. We were talking about the unfairness of how it is, the unfairness of how someone can go to jail, and the unfairness of what happens once they are released from jail. That opportunity for them to make a change or not, and their area also being in their status, their economic status, is a big factor in them making the poor choice or the smart choice or the educated choice of how to handle themselves in daily situations where crime can happen or where crime will happen. So I want to pick up on my initial question, which is new question. How do we feel the black community can benefit, make a change, so that we don't have to run into the situation of someone being unknowing of how to handle the situation, so they make the poor choice? Financially not having the money,
Alright, so first of all, so my main thing last week was a lot of people in our society, and from what I was getting, it seemed like Sam included, was saying that, okay, if you end up in the system, either do your time or pay whatever fine they give you and do whatever they tell you and be done with it and move on. And what I want people to understand is it doesn't always necessarily work like that. Like, yeah, it's different strokes for different folks, first of all, and then second of all, it's set up to where they put you in a system where you can't come out that hole. Like, it's more than just do what they tell you to do and get out. Like, they put you in a program that says, hey, you're committed to us, and there's nothing you can do to get out, right? Depending on what's the crime. Now, a lot of people who don't even deal with the system don't understand that there's different levels to how the system can hold you. Like, most people deal with the system in like traffic court and dealing with tickets and stuff like that.
Basic stuff.
Right? So pay my fine and then I'm good. Or if I don't
Service.
pay my fine,
I did a service, and one of my friends, my sorority sisters, her daughter is done from race for cheerleading. And so
they got the cases of coke stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha.
wow, they still do that?
Yeah. I think it was $22. I'm like, this is highway robbery. But it was for a good cause. So
good cause.
It's the kids.
Oh.
Alright. There we go. Nice way to be able to pull back in. Alright, so.
Back to the serious part, you know.
So you what? So how you
Yeah, some
ended
people
off?
finna throw some bowls.
Nah,
I ain't gonna say both, but
it's just it's just not that simple. It's not as simple as most people want to make it seem.
So give me the
well, I think I'm more so piggybacking off of, I guess, the concept that I took from the question that Tab gave, which is how to prevent these situations in the first place.
Yeah,
Or-
that's my question is that, but the people still had to know a little bit of a backdrop because we kind of abruptly
My whole thing
ended
is
it last week.
and this probably goes back to something that I said probably like a couple of episodes ago, and that one, we need to become more of a community,
True that. Family.
and us becoming more of a community, and us breeding people to be in these type of legal roles and things of that nature. They can bring about knowledge and education to people to know what their options are when they're faced with legal situations. Because you have a lot of people that, you know, Sam was trying to, you know, last week give his opinion on, hey, this is what you should do, because they have different options for you. Somebody that's thinking, oh, I'm not about to pay this ticket, I'm not about to do this, I'm not about to do that, and they just thinking that they gonna buck the system. No, the system is painted against you. So if you have the knowledge of what you need to actually do moving forward, you can really avoid creating, you know, a deeper situation.
Well, I think the angle before, and I know you got something real, because you got that I'm about to be, but what I think Avery, but either way, what I think that Focus is trying to just explain is we ain't talking about no traffic tickets. We ain't talking about
we talking about the
so
other
we talking
shit.
about the crimes like where some kids think it's funny, like when we say, oh, you stealing from the store, but maybe now you robbing the store kind of thing. So the kind of crimes that's going to get you the time that we know about. So once I come from out of there, like, you know, I've already made a stupid choice because I maybe thought it was fun, I thought it was cool or whatever, because that's the kind of background that I'm coming from. So what happens when all your background knows is there ain't nobody there?
Right.
So this community aspect.
There's plenty of examples, right? Even just not when in the situation where Nipsey got killed and his friend got sent back to jail for being there. Like,
For being around gang affiliation, knowing that
the
part of his
only positive
probation.
role model.
That-
And the truth is that when I
I'm
do the
just
research,
saying,
Nipsey didn't even know old guy. He was just
No, he
trying to
didn't.
help
No,
train.
It was, you talking about the person that was with him, not
the person that was
shot.
with him that got sent back to jail for just being
Not the
around
person who
him.
got shot. Okay, not the person who got shot. Okay.
No, he did get shot.
Okay.
He got shot too.
Ooh, child.
Well, there was
He
whoever
got-
the person is that he helped out and got the clothes and stuff for. It wasn't somebody who was a strong acquaintance. So Nipsey helping him out was really just one of those.
And he's
I
the one
see
that got
someone-
sent back to jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
So
and we see stuff like that
it wasn't
happen
even
all the
about
time.
coming
That
into a
makes
wrong
zero
friend. It was
sense.
somebody. Sorry, Cohen. It was somebody helping
Sheesh.
him.
And things like that
Looking out for him.
is where you look at the system and you see it and you look and be like, that's ridiculous. You see it happening when they lock Meek Mill up for popping a wheelie like that. You see this and you look and be like, that doesn't make sense.
On
Well, those
probation,
are
what's supposed to be doing
high-profile
crazy shit.
situations, too.
I'm just trying to,
Right.
I'm
Exactly.
just
So
trying
those are
to
the
figure
high-profile
out when we're gonna
situations.
stop
Imagine all
making
the ones we don't
excuses.
Well, no, my whole thing is, I guess those are more high profile situations, but in the instance of like Nipsey, if he was just a regular dude that was in Cali that just had a business for himself and he was just doing good in the community and he decided that he wanted to help out that dude once he got out of jail, I don't think that would have been something that would have been blown out of proportion, because you have so many people that literally they came from the hood, they get out of jail, they're going back to the hood. Where else are they going to go? There are no programs to set them up in a more affluent area so that they can go ahead and, you know, transition
Right.
back into society and stuff like that. So I feel like if he isn't getting back into doing, I guess, criminal activity, I mean, you have a lot of gangbangers in California.
Like they put you with all these requirements and restrictions, and then don't give you any possible way to meet the requirements and restrictions.
So what you're saying is stop making the excuse for all of this? Like, how do we make this change then?
I was just saying, like, I'm not the guy to just be like, no, like, black people doing all the bad and, you know, they need to pay for it type shit. I see you saying like it's certain people that can't get out the system once they get in it. I mean, I just feel like once you had that initial encounter and go through that once, you have to decide in your mind that you want to stop doing whatever you were doing to get locked up. You should make that change and stop doing that shit to stay out of it.
Right? No, don't. Not even that. Say you do exactly that. You make that decision to say, "Hey, I'm done with this. I gotta change. I gotta make a change." What systems are in place to help me make that change?
The unemployment office.
To go, so you go to the unemployment office to go get a job that paying you what, minimum wage,
which is still, which I understand.
So, and then the same people who send you to the unemployment office to give you a minimum wage job are also hitting you with the fine that you can't afford.
Why? Because they're in the same government part of the system.
No, that's the same system, right? You're on probation. You're released from prison. You're on probation. You have to pay a fine. The judge hits you with a fine, and then that same probation officer sends you to the unemployment office and say that's the system we have in place for you. This is the help we're giving you. And then the unemployment office is saying, "Here, we have minimum wage jobs for you." And also these minimum wage jobs are jobs that you have to bust your ass, you have to break your back, you have to be on your feet all day. While everybody else who did the right
but
thing.
But there's some
went
people
to school,
who have been going to jail and still working the same kind of jobs and stuff too, doing the same thing.
Right, but
so they all making the same money.
But you have to, and then exactly. So then that's a whole different thing. So you look at the economy, right? So there's people who don't have no record who's still having to get these type of jobs, right? And then you trying to go get the same type of job, and then they pull up your background check and it says, "Hey, don't hire me."
Well, it's a difference between felony and misdemeanors. So you can get rid of
you still got to report your crime, though.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, as far as
you have the option to say she ain't got it, you got it.
Right, okay, and that's one less person getting the job, but it's the same as if a fully qualified person go and don't get that shit.
But what we're saying is that what if your options are already slim to none?
It's a part
and then
of your
even if I don't have that job, yeah, nobody's saying that, but what he's saying is, okay, I made this mistake and now I'm trying to come out here and correct it.
I made a mistake and I just did 5 years in prison for it.
Right.
And I get out and there's no way for me to, and I in the midst of me doing the 5 years, I said, I know I made a mistake. I did wrong, and I need to fix my life and get back on the right track.
That means that your life wasn't going the right way to begin with. That's why you got fucked up.
Exactly. So I did.
That's nobody's fault. Did nobody tell you not to graduate from high school? Did nobody tell you not to go to college and get a career?
But maybe nobody telling him to do it.
We get that. That's before the fact.
Go get a mentor.
What he's trying to say is everything from the beginning. But now we do know that every public school is not what's popular.
So
everybody.
So what we're saying is, once you fucked up,
the blame.
If we speak community,
that's what I was just about to say.
Then we say we educate each other from whether or not you're at school getting education or not.
Well, not only you don't have that. I would say not even community as far as just educating, but also taking it a step further, because if someone does get to the point where they have like their own businesses and they have all this stuff and they coming back to the community, we have the opportunity to reach back out and give these men and women opportunities instead of looking for a flawed system to help them out, because obviously things are not set in place for those people to excel.
Right, and that's my main point, really.
But a lot of times people get to a point, in their jobs and their careers, and it's just like, oh well, I got money now, so I'm gonna go live in an affluent, neighborhood, and I'm just gonna say, F the hood, and I done made it, and y'all figure it out, and
because the people that make it and stay in the fucking hood are the ones that's getting killed by the haters. So it only makes sense for you to actually have the self-worth of yourself to go do something and be better. Don't blame it. I'm not talking. This is for focus. I want people to stop blaming the system, because even once you get in the system, it's still ways to pull yourself out of it.
So
but you have to want to do it.
So here's the thing, right? I'm not blaming the system. It's not a blame game, right? You already take responsibility and say, okay, boom, I'm the one that did something wrong. Cool. Right? So here's the thing. This is what nobody can do anything on their own, right? What you're saying is, so since I fucked up from the beginning and I didn't graduate high school and I went and got locked up, oh well, fuck me, it's over with. Right? After that is nothing.
That's
so
how
even
you,
if it's
that's
not,
how
so,
you making it
but
seem.
no, but
I said pull your shit.
You can't. No, and that's what I'm trying to let you know. There's no way to do that by yourself. And so Shaq's point, that's where the community comes in. You don't rely on the government. You rely on other people who've made it and to come back and say, hey, I'm gonna give back to the community. I'm gonna find stuff for these people to do. I'm gonna give jobs to these men and women coming out here and wanting to change their life.
Because that's what happens in the other communities when they're people, even if it may be something as simple as a probation or if they have to do a couple of days in jail, either way, they have family. A lot of the other jobs in a lot of other communities come from somebody knowing somebody.
That, but I'm like Sam is saying, fuck that guy.
Like, yeah, and what I'm trying to, I get what you're saying when it comes to that, and Sam, I just look at it from the standpoint of if he's already been in trouble, and he didn't have nobody to go to from the start with the bad choice, he's not going to have anybody to go back to once he's done, so he can't just pull it together.
Right, and in that instance, you're supposed to have learned in jail, bettering yourself, trying to better yourself so you can know, you get out, you can try to
whoa, let's kill,
I'd rather have that fucking fairy tale than any that nigga.
Let's kill the fairy tale. You're not learning shit in jail, in prison, except how to survive.
People taking courses in prison, people learning how to do Muslim shit.
Okay, this is my thing. When you say the whole pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, I think of those people that come out of jail, whether, and it's not even celebrity. Sometimes you have people that come out of jail and they become these self-made people. They become people who become entrepreneurs.
They usually didn't come from shit though. They usually didn't come from a background that didn't have.
I follow one lady who does. I don't know how long she was in jail for, but I think Sabrina Peterson, who does the Glam University, she does a lot of stuff dealing with people how to do self-help, fixing your own credit. How to go ahead and become an entrepreneur. She has a lot of self-help stuff, but it's something that she created on her own after she did so much jail time.
No, that's lit. No.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. When Sam says the whole concept of picking yourself up and doing all of that stuff, you do have some people that are ordained for that type of thing. But then on the same token, you have people that you're talking, the kind of people that you're talking about that's what I'm saying. So I feel like you do have to have the element of
I want to learn more about it because I feel like even to start a business, it doesn't take nothing. So I feel like she may have got some help somewhere, which is not a bad thing, but like somebody had to help her, and everybody needs help to get somewhere.
Okay,
she could have been
this is my thing. You keep pushing
somewhere.
And I'm not saying that everybody is supposed to be like her. I'm saying that there are some people that's going to get out of jail and all they need is a fresh start. They just need a job.
That's the key right there.
That's not going to have them struggling check to check.
People need
when you
help.
get out of jail, you don't get a fresh
help.
start. That's the difference.
It lingers until it leaves.
There's a whole different application process for you. There's a whole different everything for you. You don't get a fresh start. You start in the negative.
Okay, right. And this shit sucks. But what am I supposed am I supposed to really feel sorry for you, or am I supposed to support you on your path to do better for yourself using whatever means and tools that we can help you do better with as a community? Because at the same time, dog, this shit. Trying to say that
people are being a community because
right, but you have to go. You have to go find that. You have to want that help. If you get out of jail and you've been locked up for 5 years and you didn't wake up in jail and be like, damn, I can't hang around the same community or hood that I was hanging with before, I have to try to do better with
How
myself.
you gonna
And you
leave?
get out.
Some people leave
Nah,
from
I
jail
can-
and don't even have
Be a fucking adult,
No,
bitch.
I can agree with that.
Okay, but I'm
I
not
agree with
supposed to
that
feel
statement.
sorry for you about that shit.
No, I can agree with you on that.
Because I have to work for my shit too. You gotta work for your shit too. Shaq gotta work
So,
for hers.
okay.
And Freaky gotta work for his. But
I'm
like,
not
I
saying
can
nobody has
agree
to
with
work.
that. No, but look, I agree with that because this is the thing. You do have to want it, and you do have to go
I don't
and
care
get
about
it
that
and have
part.
to
That
fight for yourself.
absolutely
All I'm saying
is
is,
perfectly fine.
once I want it and want to go get it,
You
let
need
there
to
be
find
something
people
there
to
for
help.
me. You feel me?
you have to find quality people yourself to try to help. Like you have to network.
I'm gonna go all the way back to before we start networking and before we start doing all of this. I gotta come out of jail, and if I didn't have before, and you're telling me to leave my community and everything like this, where do I go from there when I don't have nothing?
Man,
Because
it's
I'm just trying to speak for that
it's-
person who can't get right. 'Cause I
But
don't
no.
understand the
But
person who
you
can.
keep saying can't. Why can't they? People
Because
know.
leave
People
from
pick
jail.
that.
Damn, can you let?
Man,
Please tell me.
because what I'm
Please tell
saying
me,
is,
because
if you feel like you need to go somewhere and you feel like you all by yourself, you definitely can get the fuck up and go somewhere. You can take a $5 megabus to two cities over in a different state and try to make
And then
yourself.
do
you-
what?
how can you-
How can you do that when you're on probation?
Yeah.
You tell them that you're moving to a different state for a job. Period. They let you.
Did you know that? Did you know that when you're on probation, you can't move unless you have a set address set up to go to?
Okay.
Did you know that?
You can get a hotel address and
you
do
still talk to
whatever.
somebody who got money, but you tell them not to.
No,
go
I'm
back
not
to where
saying
you
that. It's
came
people.
from.
It's people
Like,
on
I'm
these.
just
It's
speaking
people on
for
the
that
streets of
person,
Atlanta
like-
that rack up money every day. If you really want it, all you gotta do is ask me for money. You could get a
Legally
lot
or
of money in
illegally?
one day.
Legally or illegally?
No,
No,
you
like,
should
you
not
I'm
be
going
panhandling.
Panhandling.
Stand on the street and just tell you know, like
No,
I'm
that's red.
homeless and I need money.
Well,
but
that's
that
what
is
I'm
the
saying.
way to get it. So I'm
It's way. All I'm trying to say is it's not something that you gonna want to do. But I just want people to know there's ways to get the fuck out of that shit.
Legally or illegally?
Because I swear, I be
but
on
that's the
the train
thing.
every
So if I
day,
just-
and this nigga,
So
he
if
be
I
on the
just
train
did,
talking
if
about,
I just did serious time, and I'm
For some
like,
illegal shit.
and I'm like, yo, I'm never doing illegal shit again.
Then you have to stick to that.
You get the
You have to
money.
do
But
everything.
and I can't get the money.
You have to do everything in your power to get it, bruh.
There's the only way to get money where outside the system that's illegal. And if I'm not doing nothing illegal because I don't want to
No,
buck
you
the
just
system,
gonna have to
then I'm
go
fucked.
get a job.
A job that's not gonna pay me shit.
It's paying
because
you
I
more
don't have
than not having a job, bruh.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all
Let's
I'm
just
saying.
start. Take
You
the
gotta
start.
start somewhere.
No, I understand. We're talking about the person who wants this stuff, right? You're saying you're not feeling sorry for nobody who's not. I'm talking about the person who wants it, right? He wants it. He's going to get it. He went and got that job, and he cannot survive off of this minimum wage job to try and get himself transportation, something to eat, go feed his son that he got his big mom pregnant 5 years ago before he went in,
Shit.
and now he's trying to
I
pay
definitely
child
got
support and
something
be a
for
good
that.
dad. Then that, and he still has to pay me fines for probation. Like,
It is a slippery
It's-
slope, but because of like it really just depends on the person. Like
It does.
and then
I wasn't
trying
born.
to go
I wasn't
there.
born like that. I wasn't raised like that. I don't see that shit. I can't
So
have
now
sympathy.
last week when I
can't
was saying I
empathize
ain't see a lot
that
of
shit.
stuff, I was like,
No, but-
odd one in the room.
I mean,
It was a
Never
different
seen
type
that
of.
people
It was a.
can't
right,
grow.
like,
It was a
You've
different
never
I've
type
seen
of
people
Don't
break
have
their
jobs,
subject.
niggas
I've
who
seen
just
people
hang
break
out
their
and
back
don't
and
have
work
jobs
2,
and
3
don't
jobs
look
and
at
still
all
not
this
make ends
conversation.
meet.
Yeah.
And I'm
They
like,
killed
well,
the niggas that came out of
but
jail.
those people.
But I've
Maybe
also
at
seen
the end of the day,
people come out of jail and do great shit.
That's what I'm just saying.
But a lot of times you do have, I mean, it's unfortunately it's like a cancer that mentality that people have, you know, where you feel like you can't make it, you can't get out of this situation, you just living from check to check, y'all can't do nothing but work at McDonald's. It's a toxic behavior. You don't have too many people that say, oh, well, I'm just working here to get up out of here or to get to another situation. It's like, oh, well, I'm working this job. This is just enough for me to get a little drink and a little smoke and then for me to get the hell home. So they go to their job. They don't really care about it. It's not like they go there with integrity and they about to try to flip the best burgers that they can. Make sure that these fries nice and crisp. They ain't doing that. They just, I mean, I'm just saying. most of the time that negative energy that the people that they working with have, and it's just like a never-ending cycle.
Mm-hmm. But
It's sad, but it happens.
my black brothers and sisters, just do better. That's all I'm saying.
And don't get me wrong. There's also plenty of people who get out of the system and do great things and make great money and become better in life. But all I'm saying is, all those people that I know about or seen or heard about had help.
And that's all I'm saying. Go be nice and get some help from somebody.
So now that does bring it into
go to the church.
Question.
Go to a church. They always help. They always help the community.
But they always can't help everybody.
But you shaking your head like no. I'm just saying that is a damn good place because
they sometimes they do be having nice homeless
but
shelters.
sometimes there's a whole lot of
okay, but it's always gonna be a sometimes. I'm just giving an example. I'm not out here just saying pull yourself on the bootstrap. I'm giving an example. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
just like panhandling, you go to the church, like go just use
y'all tell niggas go panhandle and chill at the homeless shelter.
Well, if you had enough
talking about you
sometimes you just have to. I think what Sam is saying as well is that sometimes you have to just search for your resources instead of just coming out and saying that there's nothing for me.
Ain't shit here.
Yo, y'all.
Because sometimes it's not gonna be in your
You
face.
talk about that mindset. I understand. I don't like that mindset either. I'm talking about a whole different mindset. I'm talking about the guy who wants that stuff. We're talking about the system. We're saying, okay, don't blame the system. Okay, cool. So if we're not gonna blame the system, then where's our community? That was the original. That's what we were talking about.
Question, which brings me to that initial question that we had, which is how do we become better so that we could be that change? What are some of the things that we could do? So now we done discussed the start of what you do individual. What those of us who are not in trouble, those of us who don't have anything that's holding us back, what is it that we can do to help these people who don't have it? So how can we give back as a community? What is our outreach?
I mean, I think that of course, I know networking is not everything, but I do know that, like I said, some of those people that are able to come out of jail in certain legal situations and make something of themselves, I think that it would be, to me, I think that it would be really amazing if they use some of the resources and networking that feeding into that purpose, because I can see where someone took themselves and was able to make something of themselves beyond their situation.
Yeah, it definitely can't be no individual. What can I personally do? Yeah, it needs to be some type of organization.
Okay, so we speak of organizations, but I'm speaking for not just the people who are coming out of jail. So
I'm just saying, I feel like they have the best knowledge of like how it feels and what's going on coming out of that situation.
Well, I think we should give the people other options as well, like good ideas. So yes, those are options for me to help you providing the outreach program, because I've walked through your shoes. So let me show you how you can get to where I am and do the things that I'm doing. But I also think that we should start giving back more jobs for our people. So don't be that black-owned business and then you see someone who does have a record and stop them from working. If we're gonna talk about our community, I know we don't have these kind of systems, but if we did have like ride share systems and stuff like that, I think up north they'll do what they call like a dollar van or something. Like maybe we could create some stuff like that. Like we had a little van system that was specifically for certain, like maybe we linked up with certain businesses and we helped transport those people back and forth to work. You know what I mean? If they didn't have a car, or we had a route that we took where we could take you back and forth to the to your probation officer, if it was like locally, or like kind of like how you have Uber and it's a line that you could call, and it's specifically meant for you, someone who doesn't have, and
Yeah, it's funny because Migos do that all the time.
See, that's pretty cool. So being somebody like the Migos, like advertising and showing
not
that
the rappers
to.
Migos. I'm talking about like Mexicans and shit.
Oh, I was like, okay, But they do have their little cast,
they have their own
and they pick up the people like, call me, here's my number, and like my meter's not running. But they use that card. That's true, because a lot of the students, like, you know, from my school, especially my demographics, like that's what they do. Like, oh, my neighbor has such and such, so when they miss a school bus, or if they're outside of an area where the bus maybe don't come or whatever, yeah, they just hop in there. But they do look out. That's one thing that they do. Spanish people look out for one another. It may not always be perfect and whatnot, but they got some
everybody look out for
community. Yeah, huh?
That's how all of them look out for each other, but us.
Yeah, and they don't have a lot. They take, you know, and sometimes they do, because these painting businesses and stuff like that be making money. Come lay your floor, like that's money. Like we may say mowing lawns, I'm charging $100.
Black people have them same skills.
That's true, but we ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly, it's gonna be the dad and the son, and that's it. Like, it ain't gonna be no other people. They're not gonna hire nobody else to help. They're gonna keep all that shit for themselves. So that's just how the white people enslaved us and raised us. They raised us to think it's all about self. Meanwhile, they care about each other.
And everybody else shows that, and you're right. You hit it right on the head. That's true. So we gotta start
doing better.
Yeah, and if you do see someone, like if you got someone in your area, I know last week that was a big thing. I do know a lot of people like that, and I know you was telling me that you still
want to do shit.
But you said you still talk to them. I still try to be that person to motivate them. So even if we don't have it financially to give, even if I can't be there for you, I think that's something that we have to start doing as well too. Is getting in there. If I do have that friend, if I do know that it could be a family member, like. Call me, let me know, let's talk, you know, I can help walk you through it. I may not be able to physically give you any money or something like that, but, you know, I can try to help you. If you need me to call somebody, reach out to somebody, ask the questions that you may not know, like what can I do to help you, what can I do to be of assistance. My education will be enough to help you get to a better spot, because I'm teaching you something, because it's easier for me to learn it. So I'm passing it down to you.
And to Sam's point too, just like the community has to do better, and we got to figure out all these ways and have all these ideas to help people. To Sam's point, the dudes who are coming out, we need to do better, like as individuals, because for one, like Sam said, we have to be striving for these things. We have to be reaching out. We have to be looking for these opportunities, looking for the people who are giving these opportunities, networking, and actually striving to do better to get these opportunities. And two, when you meet people who are giving you these opportunities, don't be a dick about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't fuck up. Like, we're known to fuck shit up, like, for no reason. Like, just get a job and then go on a job and be talking to
be like,
you know what I'm saying? Like all the
supplies, shit you just gotta lose.
And then giving everybody else that come after you a bad name, like, oh, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not hiring no felons no more.
Exactly.
So we as individuals got to do better too. Yeah.
Okay, so we've been going for a good little minute, and I just want to be able to lead the people off. That was some positive information too, but I know everybody wants to kind of sum up their thoughts. So we haven't did a positive vibes for the day. I think 2 episodes or something like that.
We do that every episode.
Every episode.
So did we
just missed last episode.
We did.
We didn't do last episode.
Yeah, somebody did. I think Sam kind of ended.
Came to a whole nother conversation, and we had to cut it.
We have to do the to be continued.
Lead up, Queen Positivity.
Go ahead.
Queen, let's be together.
I always end us off, so y'all go ahead and go.
Oh,
damn! Don't act like you don't do the intro.
Yeah, but
she
I
pulled her
always
big
end
girl
us off,
britches
so I
out
give
on my
my
ass.
signature before I get off. I always
I felt her, but we keep it rolling. Like, we can't do that shit.
You can't.
Okay.
I started it. That's my thing. Whatever. Let's go.
My positive thoughts for the day is everybody be blessed and go listen to Tyga. Cause that shit fire.
That's really it, because I don't want you to say it. That wasn't my real one, and then we gotta come back around to you.
Positive energy.
Okay.
That Tyga.
Well, I guess I'll say another corny one. Cyberbullying is not nice.
Child.
That's not corny. Oh,
It is not
not me use the
nice.
word bullying. Nothing gets corny but bullying.
You hear that, Beehive?
Hey, I didn't say that. So you can put the bees underneath his page.
Whatever.
But yeah.
I'm about to try and provoke the Beehive. I'm about to see if they're gonna kick back.
You could get some followers. You'd be like that guy who got knocked down by the baby.
Cam Carr.
Cam Carr.
Had his pants around his ankle.
He said, Avery said he ain't no hoe. So
I don't know,
he finna get knocked out.
Not by no Beehive.
They some
That
different.
niggas got hands, so they say.
Alright, what's some words?
What's on me?
Yeah.
Nah.
You don't tap ours. Oh my
Fuck the
God.
police. NWA straight from the underground. For the police. You feel me?
Y'all can go get him at his house. Put him in cuffs.
Nah,
Go back so bad.
nah, but for real, like, not really, like, let's not depend on the system. Like, they're not doing nothing for us, so forget them, fuck them, don't care. But I do need my people to do better for us, and like everybody else do better for them. You feel me?
What I'm going to leave off with saying is, I agree with what everyone just said except Sam. And we're unfiltered.
She did all that talking and still didn't do nothing.
There's no positive
She said
vibes.
she
I agree.
No,
I agree with what everybody
agree.
said. What do you mean?
Throw shade all you want, little girl.
What shade?
Coming for you.
Okay.